Hello, I'm Jenna with Present Path Tarot, and today I want to offer you a sacred practice that I do before every reading to create the container in order to channel or act as a conduit for the divination experience of giving a tarot reading. This is a really important aspect of a reading to set a boundary that we are in a sacred space and in a liminal field together rather than just flippantly reading. Even if I go to a party and I read for a bunch of people, I will do this practice myself as an act for everyone I read for that night. So if you get a reading with me, at the beginning I'll say I'd like to do a little meditation together. And I take people through focusing on different parts of their body, mostly the chakras, and ask you just to tune into that part. And then I align with you as you do that to also align with myself. But as I'm doing that, I'm asking you to sit in silence while I myself am saying a prayer. So I'm going to share that with you today, which this is kind of precious to me. And oh, speaking of precious, I recently got this made by Phoenixx Factor Designs. It's my hourglass, and having a talisman that you feel creates sacred space for you or that you feel acts as a protection for you is a nice thing to add to your own, tarot reading experience. And the intention we set on these objects is the same as an intention we set on a wand as an item, or a shrine, that it's an object, but it's something that we have imbued and enchanted with our own intention. And for me, this is a protective object, and it's laying across my high heart chakra, which runs between my heart and my voice, to give me a sense of security that I'm in my own self, even when I'm listening to guardians and guides, perhaps from other. I'm openly humble to say I don't know where they come from or what they are, but getting these messages that come through during a reading that I am still grounded in my own body. So highly appreciative to Phoenixx Factor Designs for working with me on this commissioned piece that I got to design and choose the stones for myself. So let's begin. So we sit and take a moment just to feel yourself in your own body. Rather than creating a bubble around yourself, which some people do for protection, you can allow the energy to flow through you as a conduit or a channel. When I first started reading, I would say, I hope I'm a vessel. And I think I got things stuck in me because a vessel is containing rather than flowing through. So now I focus on being a conduit or a channel and allow things to flow through me. I'm not keeping anything from this reading. I'm just letting it pass by, and I hopefully vocalize that which is most relevant. So going to the crown of your head, and when we sit at the crown of the head, just feeling the crown. And I say to myself, thank you for this opportunity to read for this person, and I welcome in the guardians and guides who are of good service and divine support to this person and myself and my own guardians and guides in this reading today, and I hope they might share with us the messages that most need to be passed along. Then I move into the Ajna chakra, the space between the eyebrows, and at this point I focus on my higher self, and I ask that I might be able to hear clearly the messages coming through, and that my higher self will act as a filter for those messages. As a channel, I also want to recommend that you can do this even if you're writing and you're trying to channel through writing. And then I go into the ears because I'm hoping that this person sitting with me will listen deeply to what this effort is that we're doing with this reading. And also I focus on the idea that we actually have more listening neurons going into our minds than we do the external world. So I ask that my ears can hear internally the messages that need to come through. And then I ask the person to connect their ears to their vocal cords and their mouth. And feeling that energy of the Vishuddha chakra, we tune into, I ask that I might be able to speak the words and the metaphors and stories that most resonate with this person. I may not even know what the value or importance of that story is, but I want to be able to just speak freely from passing this message along most clearly and from the spirit of service. Then I go down into my heart chakra and the anahata. And I ask that I can be of service today to serve this person's heart and this person's desire and help heal their heart if need be. And I also tune in to my gratitude to be able to be a part of this amazing gift. I love reading cards so much. It is such a surreal gift in my life. I never thought I was going to be a professional reader, and it's just such a gift and grace every reading. So I tune into that gratitude and then go into the solar plexus, the upper abdomen. This is the center of willpower. And at this point, I ask that this reading is a gift to this person's own will, that they will be able to move forward in their life in the best possible direction and feel most secure in their path forward and feel empowered from this reading. And I also ask at this point that both me and the querent are protected by our guardians and guides during this reading, being that we're in a liminal space. Then going into the second chakra at your dantian, at your lower abdomen, about 1.5 inches below the belly button, 1.5 inches inside. I sit for a moment and breathe, and I actually imagine a connection being created between me and the querent, whether they're in the room with me or on a Zoom, or a video, or on the phone. And I imagine that we are held by a cord, and I ask that this cord be created so that I might best tap into the messages they need to hear. And I ask that when the cards are closed at the end of the reading, that this cord is cut and returns back to whatever it was before the reading began. So if I'm reading for a friend, that continues to be experienced as a friendship in the same cord connection we had before. But if it's a stranger, I only still know them as a stranger. And even if we have developed some connection through the reading, that any sort of energetic, mystical thing that I can't necessarily name, that is dissolved and we're returned into our own independent spaces. And then into the root chakra, the perineum, and my tailbone. And sometimes I imagine, if I feel like I need extra grounding, I'll imagine my tailbone growing down into the earth to root me in, and I ask for protection in the reading for myself. And pretty much just for myself on that one. And that my physical body, my mind, my spirit, my heart, and my energy is mine, and that I'm able to act as a servant in this process, but continue to be contained in my own energy when the reading is complete. And then I go down through the legs to the feet, and again, just feel rooted and grounded in my placement on this earth. So that's my practice I do, and at the end of the reading, then I begin the card reading, and at the end of the reading, when I close the cards, I kind of consciously usually remember, like, cord connection is complete and closed. And I will also clear my energy, as I've done in another video about empathically clearing yourself. I'll clear my energy, and at the very end, I will do a little cord cut with my fingers to be like, thank you, and you go in peace, and we're in a separate space again as independent people. Reading cards is a funny thing. I lost my voice when I first started reading for years, actually. I sound kind of like a mouse trying to scream a little bit. And granted, it could have been inflammation. I did a lot of other healing work, but my voice came back to me after getting an energetic treatment where she said that angels worked over me and that my vocal cords had some entity attached. Now, I don't know if it's related to reading. I'm very open and humble to the mysteries of how these things occur. But with all woo aside, my voice came back after an energetic healing. Hallelujah. And I've realized through years of reading that it's very important you take care of your energetic body through doing these practices. It is a form of magic. It's a form of grace. And that means you want to create a good container. This serves your reader as well because they have a container within which the liminal divination experience is happening, and then when that is complete, it returns back to normal life and they can integrate the messages from that experience into their normal life. So it serves everyone better. If you have any questions about this, please ask in the comments. And if you like, please subscribe to my channel, or watch another video, and you can watch this one about empathic clearing, which is what I do at the end of readings. Thanks for joining today.